Hello, and welcome back to episode 58 of the Nethergreen podcast. Today, as per normal, we are joined by two people and one person lying on the floor for no particular reason.
One person planking in the middle of our very small studio, making it so that if any of us stand up, we will inevitably step on him.
Yes, but welcome back. It is I, Hector.
And me, Bradley. Your friends.
Yes.
And yeah, Leander's he is here, but he's on the floor. He's had a long day. And I get it, man. Sometimes I just want to lay on the floor and put a bullet in my head, you know?
Yeah, man.
We all have those urges, right?
Yeah.
So quickly shout hello, Leander.
Hello.
So he's here. And maybe he'll join us properly later on. But right now he just wants to lay on the floor, and I respect the hell out of it. Yeah. By the way, Leander, have you got any deodorant?
Yes. Oh no, not deodorant. I have cologne.
Damn.
Same thing.
So I leave Hector's shower and I realise, oh fuck, I've left my deodorant at home. I pop in, I ask, hey Hector, you got any deodorant? He's like, no man. What the fuck do you mean no? Why don't you have any deodorant? Are you against deodorant?
No, I just don't. I don't have any deodorant.
Well, like right now or ever?
Ever.
Well, what the fuck? Why not? How do you not stink? You smell great.
I don't know.
Your body is unnatural and disgusting.
The only thing that I use is cologne. Really, I don't use deodorant.
Well, you know the purpose of deodorant, right?
To stop sweating, I guess, on your armpits.
No, you will always sweat. That's how sweat glands work.
It absorbs it.
No, you will still sweat. It simply removes the stench, because the thing that causes the stench isn't the sweat, it's the bacteria that grows in your armpits.
Oh.
And the sweat simply activates it.
I see. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that dampens the bacteria.
Oh, I see. Well, no, I don't suffer that much from body odor or anything. Okay. I only really wear cologne if I go out, and even sometimes I don't wear cologne at all, even if I do go out.
So that's just your natural musk, huh?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would love to surgically get all my sweat glands moved one day.
Actually, I used to use. I mean, everyone used to use deodorant back in the day. That was like before I even knew that cologne existed. I thought all there was in this world was deodorant.
What is cologne? It's just aftershave, right?
Cologne is it's the stuff that you spray.
It's aftershave.
I guess. Yeah. Is that what you call it? I don't know.
I call it aftershave, yeah.
I see. But it's like the stronger smelling, slightly fancier version of
the posh
deodorant, I guess. Yeah. That's
well, no,
what
not
I have.
Deodorant. It's nothing like deodorant. It's not.
Well, that's how I see it.
Deodorant has a purpose, which is to prevent the bacteria from smelling.
But the purpose of cologne is to smell good.
It's just to overwhelm the smell.
I see. But I used to buy those cans of Lynx deodorant, Lynx Africa and Lynx Black from Tesco's. I remember we used to do what was it called, like chemical burning.
What? When you spray it on your skin.
When you spray it on your skin and it like freezes up. People used to do that on the bus to be cool.
Yeah, and it left them with deep psychological scars.
It left them with probably with infections.
Probably with skin cancer.
Yeah.
Or some shit. Yeah, that's not good for you. Anyway, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah. Actually, oh wow, there have been many things have happened in the past couple of weeks. Actually, did we talk about one of the projects that me and Sammy worked on called Leapfrog? Have we talked about that recently?
I feel like we mentioned it 2 episodes ago. Maybe you brought something up. I'm going to assume you didn't, though. You might as well talk about it again.
So it was one of the several startup projects that we've been doing, and this one unfortunately took a turn for the worse.
Oh, you've mentioned this one though.
Have I mentioned this?
No, to me, like outside the podcast.
Oh, I see.
How did it go
bad?
What happened?
Oh, right. So, so Sammy and I had a call with him. Actually, only a couple of nights ago.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that. But then we had a call a couple of nights ago. So I guess context. We've been building this project Leapfrog for the past 6 months now. The past 6 months, probably spending about 45 minutes, a couple of hours a day doing the coding, building an app. And the idea of the project is basically like Tinder, but for people who own renewable energy projects, they can find investors. Investors can find them.
Gee, I wonder how that failed.
And well, actually,
What
so
a niche idea.
I think the idea is good because a lot of people struggle with the problem of like finding investors for their projects. So it's obviously a real problem that a lot of people have, and it would probably solve that problem. However, there is a lot more to a successful business than just a good idea. In fact, a good idea is worthless, but good people are priceless. Often, and this is a common knowledge in the business world, where even a good team of people will get funding with the worst ideas ever because they they know the industry, they have good knowledge, and they've got they've got the track record of success. And so people invest in that no matter what ideas they have. But people can have a great idea. If they don't have a track record, no one gives a shit. No one cares about some random guy who's got a good idea. Yeah. Everyone's got a good idea.
I know it as a script writer, Bubba.
Yeah, exactly. Actually,
so many good
holy
ideas.
shit, the same still applies even in a completely different industry, like the film industry.
Yeah.
People will get funding and be able to put a film together even if the script's trash. But people with good scripts, because they're not well known, they won't get anywhere.
They'll make the film Zoolander 2. And yet I can't make my 3-hour epic about a man walking along a wall.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. It's terrible.
Yeah. But yeah, so to that end, I quickly discovered that this was in one of those scenarios where the idea is good. I think the idea is good. People obviously want a product like this.
I'm dying for it.
Angelo, the main founder, the guy who came up with this idea and approached me and was like, blah, 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 and we got together as a team. I guess the first sign that I should have seen as a red flag, and I did see as a red flag, but I ignored it, was that he believed a fair equity split was him having 70% and me, Sammy, and Ace having the rest.
How did you not immediately see that as a red flag?
I did. But here was my thinking. My thinking was, other than this just being a business opportunity, it's an opportunity to perfect my craft, to get better at coding, to write lots of reusable code that I can use in other projects, which we still did.
You should have taken more.
You should
have gone for 85%.
Yeah. But yeah, like slowly but surely, meeting after meeting, as time progressed, I quickly noticed, man, this guy is a total fucking narcissist, a complete douchebag, a cunt, a cockend.
Wow. And you used his real name too.
Well, his first name. His full name is...
Angelo. You're using his full legal name. I'm going to bleep that too. It's not even his real name, but...
Just that the audience believed that.
Yeah, maybe it was. Who knows? Fuck you, Angelo.
And I guess a couple of like examples as to why he's a total fucking narcissist is because... he started bringing in all these legal things. Oh, we're going to form this company. Oh, you guys need to send over your passports and get them signed and X, Y, and Z, all of this crap. And Ace, who, bless him, only has 5% in the company, was like, nah, I can't be bothered with all this crap. I relinquish my 5%. You guys can have it. And in the call, Angelo was like, what? Why? Tell me why. Why don't you want the 5%? And really, really grilled him on it. And he was obviously uncomfortable. And he just grilled him on this. And ever since then, he kind of continued to take that stance where, like, in calls that we had together, he'd be demanding things like, why haven't you finished that already? And I'm like, whoa, slow down here, pal. The three of us have essentially built an entire app completely for free. Imagine if you were writing a script for someone for free. You'd come across them, they'd pitch the idea of the film to you and they'd ask you to write the script for them. You're writing the script, you're halfway through, spending a couple of hours here and there throughout the week where you can to write it. And then in meetings, he's like, why haven't you finished it yet? You'd be like, fuck you, guy. I'm doing this for free for you, which we were. And then, I made the executive decision. It's not going to get any better from here. He's clearly a bit of a narcissist, not a nice person. And if we did found a company with this person, we'd be forced to be working with this guy every day. Right now we're only having to spend an hour here, an hour there, but in the future, could be every day. Fuck, I'd kill myself if I had
Hector,
to work
why
with
have you
someone
not
like
kissed
that.
my arse yet today?
Exactly.
Why haven't you tongued my bunghole today?
And so we had a call and I was like, unfortunately, I'm dropping out, and so everyone else also dropped out. And that was kind of that. Until he sent us a couple of emails where basically he sent over this great big long email full of like bullshit, basically, referencing contracts that we'd signed and legal T's and Z's and like NDAs and all of this crap. Basically, what it translated into, he sent these emails because he wants to get all of the code, because without us, he's screwed.
Yeah.
Essentially. And so, fine, you know, I'm willing enough to hear him out and have a meeting with him and let him say whatever he wants to say, you know, if he wants to propose, because he did say, you know, compensation. So I thought, okay, maybe he wants to pay us a little bit for all of the code. Fair enough. And so we have this meeting that we had 2 days ago with him for that. And in this meeting,
the first thing he said was, "Why isn't it finished yet?"
In this meeting, oh my God, Sammy recorded the meeting. So you'll have to see it. I'm not going to like go through all of the bits and pieces that happened in the meeting because that's boring. But basically, he approached the problem so poorly, because from his perspective, he's a guy who's lost his team and he still wants to make this business happen. He's still passionate about it. He wants to get it off the ground, and the only way he can do that is getting all of the code off of us. So what does he do? He sits in a call and he insults us.
What'd he say?
Insulting us, but so like, you know, he asked how much, you know, after he said, "Did you read the email?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did."
Can you read?
Literally like that sort of tone. "Did you read the email?" And I was like, "Yes." He's like, "Well, what did you understand from it?" And I said, "Well, it was quite long, but well, what did you get from my big, long, complicated email?" He said that.
Fucking have somebody recording.
He said that. He's such a narcissistic guy. And I said, "Well, basically, you want all of the code." And then he proceeded to blah blah blah. How much do you want me to pay for it? And I was like, "Well,
$2 million.
$2 million." And I was like, "Well, you know, the team worked very hard for 6 months. Everyone spent at least, you know, being reserved, we spent 45 minutes a day working on it. So, you know, in total, probably around 300 to 350 hours, which is a reasonable amount in reality for a completely fully built app." And he scoffed and started laughing and said, "That's ridiculous. Of course you didn't spend 45 minutes a day working on it." And then started to list off all of these things like, "You never came to meetings. You never gave progress reports. It was so clear that you're falling behind and you were failing to build the app properly," which all of that is total bullshit, because we actually went to weekly meetings and gave progress updates. The only real meetings where, you know, we hadn't really, I guess, made significant progress was the last meeting, which was the meeting that he was really rude in. And so, yeah, so basically it was kind of that throughout the whole meeting, just insulting us. And I thought to myself, his objective here is to get the code, and what is his thought process? He thinks that by insulting us, we're going to be like, "Wow, we're so sorry, Angelo.
Take the code.
We're going to kiss his boots and give him the code.
We'll finish it for free."
Yeah, like I just thought, how stupid can you be?
Also, so wait, so you were doing all this and you had percentage in the company, but were you actually getting paid for it?
No.
Fucking hell. You put a lot of faith in this guy.
Well, I didn't put faith in that guy. I put faith in my team, because my team is good. And that's also part of the reason why I knew we need to cut ties with this guy. Because as soon as he was talking to Ace like that, I thought, wow, a great idea is worthless.
Yeah.
A great startup is worthless. Do you know what is priceless?
Your team.
My team of people. Because if I put Ace and Sammy or any of the other developers or friends that work with me on projects through a really shitty project where I subject them to some narcissistic douchebag, they're never going to want to work with me on any project again.
Imagine that conversation, like you meet a new coder friend and you're like, "Okay, I want to bring you in. You're going to have to work with someone. I'm not going to lie. He's going to call you a cunt. But I want you to work with us here, man."
So that was also on my mind, right? And like, it's true. It's factual. You're not going to want to work, like, you know, with someone who keeps pulling you into projects where all of the team members are douchebags too.
Of course.
So yeah. So to me, those were the two things really. Him being a douchebag to me and being a douchebag to everyone else. And yeah, he completely failed to negotiate something which, in my opinion, was a really easy negotiation.
Imagine him
easy
negotiating a hostage crisis. Did I read your list of demands? What in the fucking crayon you written, you pussy?
Like, how stupid can you be? It was the easiest negotiation ever. Even if he, like, you know, and I said $5,000. That's what I said. So 350 hours for $5,000, which is a bargain. Yeah. Now, assuming he probably doesn't have $5,000
each.
No, $5,000 total. So split between the three of us. Okay. That's a bargain for him.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
In fairness, $5,000 is still a lot of money. He might not have had $5,000 up front.
I could pay it.
But he could have negotiated it down. He could have negotiated it down to $3,000, where me, Sammy, and Ace each get $1,000. Yeah. $3,000. He could have spread it out over 6 months, where he pays us £200 a month. That is now very feasible, very achievable, very affordable. Yeah. But he didn't do that. He just decided to insult us and laugh and scoff, and then all of us left the call, and now he's left with nothing. Like, it's just mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
In that fucking code.
I'm not sending him. Holy shit!
Did he fancy you?
At the end of the call, I'd had enough, and I was like, I just kind of laughed, and I was like, bro lost his entire dev team, and it's entirely their fault. It's not his fault. It's their fault for leaving, and I ended the call. And Sammy recorded it, and after I left, he went, "Oh lol, he left," and he was like, "Well, Sammy, you're probably not going to say anything because you don't even have an opinion of your own." What a fucking
asshole.
Yeah, what a complete narcissistic cunt. And Sammy hadn't said anything. He just sat there the entire call, not saying anything at all.
Oh, so he was wise. I mean,
well, no, because unfortunately for Sammy, and he'd brought in this other guy, but basically the call consisted of a me and David argument. That was basically what it was. It was me trying to argue reasonably and logically with someone who's a complete fucking narcissist.
Yeah. I really want you to send me the audio then.
I will, I will. It's ridiculous. It's painful to listen to.
For you to send me the audio, but I know it would just get fucking triggered. It would just fucking trigger me, because obviously Sammy, you know, we're friends with him, and, you know, we're friends with Ace. So it would just infuriate me to listen to it.
Oh, hey, Leander.
Yeah.
You up off the floor then?
Yeah, I just kind of was decompressing on the floor. Which,
nice.
But yeah, that is now the end of the Leapfrog trilogy, and starting a new one is Career Book. That'll be the next one that you guys will hear about on the podcast.
Well, nice. Looking forward to hearing about that.
Yeah.
So how have I been, you asked? I noticed he didn't.
So how have you been?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I've been alright. How about you, Leanne? I don't like answering that question.
Well, you answer it by just saying, "Oh yeah, I've been okay," and then you tell some sort of story that's happened recently.
Yeah, I've been alright. Work's been going well. Uni's been going well. Got really pissed off at work yesterday.
Really?
I'll tell you that, though. Told this story to Hector. So, there's a woman who works at my work, as you do.
Yeah.
Called Marguerite. She is an older woman, probably about 50. She's foreign. I was about to say Asian. She isn't Asian. I don't know why I was about to say that. She's foreign though.
Yeah.
And a couple of months ago, maybe around February, and I spoke about this on the podcast, I had like one of the worst days ever at work. I wanted to fucking leave and kill myself. And she was the catalyst of that. So a couple of months ago, in my school, I'm an agency staff member, which means I'm not hired by the school. I'm hired, by an agency who give me to the school. I'm in there with another agency member, just the two of us in the class with kids.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we tried. Now, legally, we're not supposed to be left alone with the kids. But at the same time, everyone knows who we are. Especially me. I've been there longer than the other guy. It's fine. Not a single person would bat an eye. In fact, I was once left alone with a class for 2 hours. We had a great time.
Yeah.
People trust me. She walks past, and she's not in this class. Completely different side of the fucking school, mate.
Right.
She walks past, and she goes, and she's foreign. And she goes, well...
and she's foreign, by the way, guys.
No, but it is important to the story. Right, she walks past, and she puts her head in, and she goes, where are the adults? And me and the other guy, Logan, we were like, because we understood she meant where were the staff, like the mate. We went, it's just us for now. They've popped out to get some more of the kids, but they'll be back in a minute.
Right.
She comes into the room and sits in a chair, arms crossed, and she goes, nope, you cannot be left alone with them. I will wait here for the adults. About 20 seconds pass, and one of the adults arrive, and she leaves. And it's like, first of all, bitch, the word you're looking for is staff. Adult. I'm 24. At this point, I was 24. I'm still 24. I don't know why I said at this point. I'm 24.
Yeah.
The word you're looking for is staff.
Grown.
We're grown fucking men. Logan, the guy next to me, he's got a beard. Alright? We're not students in this fucking school. We are adults. Second of all, if you're going to be like, nope, you're going to be lifted and you're going to come in and sit on that fucking chair, do something. Fucking do something, you lazy cunt. What is this, a tea break? Fucking do something then. At least engage with the fucking kid. Don't just sit there with your arms crossed like, oh, I didn't really read it. Fuck you. Really annoyed me.
What an entitled prick.
Entitled fucking cunt. It annoyed me. But hey, I don't hold grudges, man. You know? I let it go, you know? And I don't see her around much. Yesterday, I let a child in my class, let's call him, think of a fake name that begins with J.
John.
Let's call him John. I let John through a set of double doors on the way to the bus. 30 seconds passes. Marguerite, which is your real name, knocks on the door of my class. She sees me. She's literally looking right at me. She basically acknowledges me. She looks past me. Lisa's one of my fellow TAs.
Right.
Blue badge. I've got a green badge. Lisa's not agency. Lisa. She calls her twice.
Right.
And Lisa's like, yeah? Marguerite goes, is Josh allowed through those double doors? His name's not Josh, mate. That's not his name. We've just established his new name is John. It's definitely not fucking Josh, is it?
No.
And Lisa goes, yeah. Bradley let him through for a reason, yeah. And she was like, oh, okay, just checking. And then she leaves. First of all, I let him through those doors for a reason. I know what I'm fucking doing, Marguerite. But I'm gonna let that slide. Maybe she didn't see me let him through those doors. Guess where you did see me? When you poked your head in my fucking classroom. You fat bitch. That's when you saw me. That's when you looked right at me. Lisa was behind me. You looked past me. And you asked Lisa. The next time she's doing it, I swear I'm starting shit. She's gonna come, if that exact scenario happened again, I would go, oh, Marguerite, before you leave, quick question. Why don't you respect me?
Yeah.
What the fuck have I done to you?
Yeah.
I want to believe that it's not personal and it's because I'm agency. If anything, that makes it worse to me, though.
Yeah, I was going to say that somehow doesn't make it any better.
It makes it worse.
Because
guess what? Agency, most of this school is fucking agency. We make up like 40% of the staff, which isn't most, but it's still a big percentage of us. We are very necessary.
Yeah.
And if it is personal, so what I'm planning to do, because I become permanent after Christmas, I'm going to get my blue badge.
Right.
I'm hoping that when I get my blue badge, she's in. And I was going to knock on the door and be like, hey, Marguerite, I'm not agency anymore. You can treat me like I'm a fucking adult. Cunt. Like, who the fuck are you, cunt? Oh, really annoyed me.
It's going to be really, really funny when you quickly realise that it wasn't because of your agency.
It's because of me.
It's actually just
The thing yesterday really annoyed me. And here's why it annoyed me even more. Because when it first happened, fair enough, it was February. I'd been there 5 months. I've been there over a year. Very much over a year. People know me so well. Not a single person ever doesn't know me in the school. Everyone knows me. Everyone trusts me. Kids and staff. You know me, Marguerite. You know me. Don't pretend you don't know me. Don't walk in and be like, excuse me, who are you? You fucking know me. Yeah. Fucking respect me, cunt. Where's the honour?
It's like a whole superiority complex.
It really is. I need satisfaction. I need her to do it again so I can call her out. I really, really do, man. Or if it's not me, when I stop being agency, if I see her doing that shit to another agency person, like if she calls past another agency person to me, I'm gonna be like, ask him. He fucking knows. It's class 2, cunt.
Yeah.
And the kids would be like, you shouldn't say, oh, fuck off, kid.
Curb stomp the kid.
For real though, really, really annoyed me.
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything. As in, like, when she left, I really wanted to go to Lisa and be like, that's fucked up, wasn't it?
Well,
but I'm afraid that I'm going to look like a bit of a, I don't know. Would it make me look like a weirdo if I was like, that was annoyed me? Am I a weirdo for that? I don't feel like I am weird.
Well, I feel like there's ways that you could go about it, and you could, I don't know, you could be like, oh, Lisa, have you noticed every time, what's her name? Marguerite.
She could do with margarita.
She could do with a margarita. I don't know if she could.
I'm not laughing, but I did like it.
I don't know. You could just be like, "Oh, have you noticed Margarita kind of seems to talk through me, or kind of like
but
not
that's the thing.
acknowledge."
Lisa won't notice it because she's only seen it once. It needs to happen again.
Yeah.
And when it does, I can call her out, and then Lisa would be like, "Yeah, that's right. Last time, you know, like."
Yeah.
I say you just do it to her.
I need it.
You go into her classroom and you just look at anyone apart from
you
her.
look at one of the non-verbal children and you're like, "Are there any adults in this class?"
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the problem. There's no one. I haven't ever stepped foot in a class. I don't need to. There's no reason. I need to think of a reason to. And I'm not the only one who's had this problem. I've got a co-worker called Nicole who was in her class, and apparently she's just a cunt.
I mean, she didn't need a reason to step into your class either.
I
The
know,
reason
right?
she came in, so
It's stupid, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you could do exactly the same thing.
Also, not being funny, what? First of all, get his name right. His name is not Josh. We've just established it's John. That's not his name too, but, you know, for the purposes, yeah, he's not Josh. And also, since you don't even know his name, you clearly don't know Josh. Are you doing that for every kid? Every single class, you look on the door and be like, "Is he allowed through those double doors, by the way?" Every single one. All fucking 200 of them. Just knocking on every door. "Hey, is he allowed in that room, by the way?" Just not, "Hey, is little Gregory there allowed to go to the toilet?"
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Actually, that's true, because I imagine that there'd probably be lots of people from the agency. Like you said, if it's 40% making up that many staff members,
There's so many.
inevitably there would be, agency members, like, the example that you said, letting people through double doors or letting them into this or whatever, or, out for lunch or all this shit. So is she doing it for everyone, or does she just hate you?
Exactly. Really, really annoyed
That's
me.
very weird. Yeah.
But apart from that, work's going well.
Apart from that, nice.
I was fucking fuming. Unironically. I don't know if you can tell. I'm still angry about that. Because where's the fucking honour? Where's the respect? Fuck you, cunt.
But at
you don't
least
know me.
not long from now, you will be flying to America, the land of the free.
I will be. I don't know if I've actually... I probably haven't mentioned that to you.
No, you haven't mentioned it on the podcast.
Well, yeah, because I've been talking for a long while now, as you'll probably know, that I'm going to move to America and join Daniel, former host of the Nethergreen podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I've locked it in. Hector gave me an intervention.
Lock it in, jump
I locked it in. Hector gave me an intervention because he was like, "Look, I don't want to see you kill yourself, but you're going to in about 2 years, unless you go to America." And I was like, "You're right, it's coming. The warning signs are there, I've written the note, So yeah, I've locked it in. I will be leaving by the end of July 2027.
Jesus Christ.
No, July next year. Yeah. But that's the thing, that's the sad thing. I'm going to be gutted when I leave. I really love this job. That's why I have to leave.
Exactly.
That's exactly why. Because I love this job. And if I stayed here and I didn't go to America, I would happily do this for a good long while. Not forever, but a good long while. And that's awful. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I should go out there and make some fucking movies. So yeah, I have to leave. But genuinely, I do predict that I will get a bit emotional when I leave. I love these kids, I love my class, They're really good kids.
But fuck Margarine. Or
Fuck Marguerite, yeah.
Whatever the fuck her name is.
Marguerite.
Margarine? Margarita? What the fuck is her name?
Marguerite can eat out my arse. Go fuck herself. But it's also end of July is perfect time to leave because that's when the school year finishes. And I'm in the sixth form class. About half of my kids are leaving. Like they'll be going off to the world. So it would be emotional for me anyway. But if they're going to leave, I might as well leave too.
Yeah. Well, speaking of America, you're going to be joining America at a very interesting time.
A very dark time.
We just had.
We have. But before we mention that, we're not going to forget to talk about the election.
Okay, yeah.
Leander, how are you?
Oh, yes.
How am I?
You're not on the floor anymore.
I am doing fabulous as always.
You're not on the floor anymore.
I'm not lying down on the floor decompressing. No, I'm doing pretty good. I'm just kind of coming towards the end of. Well, I've applied for the RAF.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've mentioned that on the podcast before, but I've applied for the RAF, and I'm kind of towards that final 4 to 5 month stage of the application process. So I'm just kind of waiting for that to tick on through. I'm just kind of biding my time and
Biden, my time. Oh my god, what perfect segue.
It's
no,
Joe.
that is a perfect segue.
Okay, it would be, but actually, I wanted to quickly bring up because obviously, if me and Leander are leaving, I mean, poor Hector, right? But
What's going to happen to the fucking podcast?
that was what I was going to bring up. Well, here's what I was thinking. Because I'd be happy to go out there and buy a new mic, you know, get a new setup going. It's up to you, I guess. I mean, obviously there's a time difference.
It's mainly up to you if you want to take that on the plane.
Oh, if I could just take this one, that'd be solid. I don't need to take the stand, just a mic. I'm sure I could get that through.
It'll probably be more about how much other stuff you've got with you, more than whether or not you can take it. If you can take it, yeah, it'll probably just be more about how much space you've got in your suitcase.
Can I only have one suitcase?
Probably, yeah.
No,
You can pay for another one.
Yeah, I'll pay for another one.
It's like 25 quid for an extra one, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I mean, you can just take it as carry-on, actually.
Could just that's more suspicious.
Nah. I mean, they'll open it and check it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, if I can just... And then, we could just... I mean, there is a time difference, but we'll have to figure out the perfect date and time, you know, every week or every 2 weeks to record.
I guess the only danger then is that I definitely won't be able to do any podcast episodes from home because I'd only have one mic.
Yeah, you could. What do you mean?
As in, I wouldn't be able to, like, get someone over to do an episode of the podcast with one mic.
Oh yeah, but fuck them. It's always just been about... No offence. It's always just been about me and you. So, you know. And that's the thing. Like, it can't be the end of the podcast. At that point, when we're separated by 1,000,000 miles, I don't know how big the Earth is, but I assume it's 1,000,000 miles.
Yeah.
That's when it's going to be the most important, brother. That's what's going to keep us going, you know?
Yeah.
If I don't talk to you for more than 3 weeks, I will forget who you are. So we need the podcast.
That's true. You can just do it virtually.
Yeah.
You just record the two ends and stitch them together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you'd match that up together.
I'll figure out why.
Yeah. But yeah, Leander didn't get to finish how he is.
I thought he did. I'm pretty sure he did. Didn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh. You didn't talk about your... We talked about the almost overdosing on water in the last podcast, did we?
Oh, yeah, we did.
We did. You didn't talk about your latest...
the latest updates.
The physical.
Yeah, the physical. So the PJFT, the pre-joining fitness test, that went really well. It was, a bit underwhelming, if I'm completely honest, because there'd been a lot of altercations to the fitness entry test for the RAF. It's kind of been dumbed down massively, so now it is literally just a 2.4 kilometer run in sub 13 minutes, which...
I could do that.
Exactly. Bradley can do that, and Bradley smokes. Yeah.
Thank you for that being the only reason, not my weight. It's just to smoke. I appreciate the hell out of that.
It's purely a cardiovascular test, so it's just basically how your lungs and heart is.
God, imagine if I tried to do it and they were like 1304. You're not in. Sorry, you're bad at this. You're bad.
But no, I got 9:27, which I was super happy with. New PB as well. It was very interesting because I was like, I wonder what the entry requirements, because it's a standard distance, 1.5 miles for every kind of entrance exam. It's in, for paratroopers, the army, the navy, everything. And apparently the
Drink it.
Sorry, I was about to take a drink and then I look up and Hector was like, just do what he's doing.
You asked for the drink, I'm going to make sure you drink it.
Yeah. It's not going anywhere.
Very good, now give it back.
Spits it out all over the lovely carpet.
You're trying to kill me, man. Sorry, let me... Sorry.
But no, it went really well, and now I'm just kind of... I was half expecting it to kind of flood out your nose like one of the cartoons. Just...
It sucks whenever that happens.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
That has happened to me before. Never again. Never again.
Sorry, continue.
But yeah, now I'm just waiting for the final 2 interviews, and then I'll be given a date accompanied by the signing of contracts, and then I'm off, and away.
We'll miss you, man.
Yeah, I'll even though I'm really, really looking forward to it, I will miss just kind of like, I don't know, the people that I'm surrounded by, because I feel like I've got quite a nice group of people currently.
Who mainly will you miss, though?
Who's
Like, if you can narrow it down to a single person.
A man. Yeah, with brown hair.
with a beard.
Not family, but someone in this room.
Yeah, not family. Somebody you've known for a few years now.
Yeah, since you were a kid.
Yeah.
Almost like you look up to him as like a personal hero.
Yeah.
Which is how I see our relationship.
No, I will really miss everybody. Really, it'll be weird.
Yeah, but
And-
specifically,
What specifically? Yeah, it'll be
everybody's
weird
very
because
vague.
something I'm really not sure about is: will you leave for America? I'm sure you'll leave for America after I've left for the military. I mean, if I leave later than you leave, I will end my life.
Yeah.
Because
for it to be later, you'd have to
I
leave in
need this.
August.
I absolutely need this.
Of course you do. I need my thing too, by the way. They'll make it a competition.
Yeah, but I've just applied beginning of January, so it just feels like fucking forever.
Oh, fuck it, that is forever.
Yeah. It's been a hot minute, but yeah, no, that's pretty much how I'm doing, how I'm feeling.
Nice.
But yes,
How are you, Hector?
I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I'm a wreck right now.
Something about your hair.
My hair's long.
I don't think you need a haircut, but the hair in the cap, it is like... Do you see what I mean? Do you get what I mean?
it kind of looks like
He's wearing a cap right now, audience.
I'm wearing a hat, yeah.
Imagine
A cap.
a
hat
16th century aristocrat wig.
Exactly that, you're right.
Because it does stick out from the side.
If it was
yeah.
white and powdered, it'd be like, whoa.
Yeah,
That guy's got money.
yeah.
I like your hair, though.
I'm going to get it all cut off.
Oh. Should I get a perm, by the way?
A perm? No.
No?
No.
No good?
No.
Did you see those pictures of me with curly hair?
Oh, yeah. Looked terrible.
It didn't look terrible. Fuck you. I thought it looked good.
I thought it suited you.
Yeah,
I think your current haircut suits you more.
See, I think Hector's just saying that because he
wants to be
knows-
the curly-haired guy,
Yeah, he wants to be the curly-haired guy. And now that I've shaved my head,
The real reason is because if you got curly hair, me, you, and Dan would have exactly the same hair, and we would all look gay whenever we were hanging out together.
Nah, it wouldn't look gay. It look good. I think it looked good. Let me get the picture up again. Look at that shit. That's awesome.
I think your current hairstyle looks better. I think
That's my blue steel, by the way.
that's your that's your half buck. What did you call it?
Blue steel.
No, the
Magnum.
The Magnum. Yeah.
I think, I honestly, I thought it was an interesting look.
yeah,
I mean, it's a shame it's on my fucking face, but... you know, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. Should I get a perm?
I think your hair at the moment looks good. I think
Does
it looks
it?
unique.
Well, you say unique, but I've had this haircut since 2013.
Not unique for you, but like unique in general.
do you know what I think really suits you? The beard. The beard suits you because
Yeah.
So let's pull up. I mean, the audience isn't going to be able to see this, but I feel like the difference between no beard Bradley
Yeah.
and beard Bradley is night and day. I feel like that's a big difference.
The thing is, I agree with you. I just wish it was a better beard. I do look better with it.
Well,
But I wish it was better.
cry about it. Some people can't grow a beard, Bradley.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
I am one of them.
Nah, have you ever tried properly?
I
You can't say, I can't grow a beard. I shave it every 2 days. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that, bro. When's the last time you shaved?
Okay, the one time I said to Peter, I can't grow a beard at all. And he was like, oh, really? How about you don't shave for 2 weeks and let's see what you have? And I shit you not, it was nothing. It was basically nothing.
This is
it.
it.
Was like fucking, yeah, this is it. This clean shaven face.
This is 6 months in.
Yeah. But no, I just can't. I have no facial hair genetics. No amount of rollers, no amount of fucking...
Have you tried it?
No. But I just know nothing will save me.
See, I did buy a beard roller and some beard balm and some other shit.
Did it do anything?
Kind of. So my cheeks here never used to have hair, and now they do. But it's done 0 for here,
I see. Yeah.
and just like this area in general. But
Yeah.
my cheeks a little bit fuller, you know.
Nice. I mean,
And
mine
arse
is
covered
pretty
in hair
limited.
now.
Oh my god.
I shouldn't have sat on it.
my hair is pretty limited as well. I don't really have much facial hair. I just keep it like shaved.
I feel like you could grow a good goatee.
Maybe it's too patchy. It's not really very it's not very full. Yeah. And also for some weird reason, whenever I'm like thinking, I just have the habit of doing this when I'm concentrating. And if I've grown a beard, I just end up like picking it, and then I have like a kind of like a bald spot under there from where I do that.
But not from doing that.
But yeah, no, same here. I normally just like keep shaved. I have a bit of stubble, but I keep it mostly shaved.
I don't know. I wish I had a better beard. But I agree, I still look better with it. Because I've got a weak jawline. And the beard makes it look sharper than it is. That's what it is. That's what it is, right?
This is what you were talking about. For the listeners, I feel like this is the goatee.
Oh wow, yeah, that is basically my facial hair. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I see what you mean.
This is what I mean when I say that you have the when I'm thinking about if you grew it out completely, it's just like Johnny Depp's facial hair. It's like goatee and that's it. There's nothing else.
You're exactly like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, you're basically just
including a wine beater.
Yeah, including all your beards. Yeah. If you could grow a beard, what style beard would you have? The Johnny Depp beard? Exactly the same as your brother?
That'd be really funny.
No, I think I'd have so Peter's brother, who comes into the cafe, he has literally the perfect beard. It is just like absolutely perfectly even and perfectly shaped, and it's like thick and it's like dark beard. That's nice. Yeah, hair, which is like
sounds hot.
Yeah, you know, it's like the perfect beard.
Well, it does sound hot. A good beard's hot, man. Ain't nothing gay about that shit.
I never said gay.
Your eyes did when I was staring directly into them.
And actually, there's this one customer that comes in who has a beard almost just like that.
Oh, Ben Barnes has a great beard.
And Ben Barnes has a great beard, and he has a beard just like that.
He has a great face.
That is also
guy's a very handsome man. Yeah. I'm allowed to say shit like that.
I'm laughing because every time you say something like he's a handsome man or he's good looking, Hector just fucking cracks up in the corner.
Objectively, he is. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. He is. Yeah.
See, when I picture what I want from a beard, I picture like a Chris Evans type beard.
Yeah.
That's.
I was going to say, yeah.
If I could grow a beard, that's the sort of beard I would have.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Exactly that. I wish I was Chris Evans.
What sculpted, built, ripped man with a perfect beard? You wish you were like that?
Yeah.
You wish you were tall, dark, handsome,
famous,
wide shoulders,
literally Captain America,
multi-millionaire.
I wish I was him, man. If I had one wish, not only would I become Chris, I'd make him trade places with me.
Oh God, that's horrible.
Torture the man.
Jesus Christ.
Henry Cavill as well. He is a glorious.
Yeah,
and another incredibly handsome man.
Yeah. Yes. Holy shit! He's.
Well, that's fake.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
It literally says in the headline, fan made.
It does. It does. Okay,
I don't think he has a beard.
But that's.
I thought he's clean shaved.
No, that's real. Yeah.
See, that's real.
Oh yeah. He's normally clean shaved in all the things that I've seen him on.
Apart from that,
Mission
like
Impossible,
Mission Impossible, he was rocking the tash.
I love that bit in Mission Impossible. Weird segue. I love that bit in Mission Impossible 6 where they're in a fight scene. Have you seen it? They're in a fight scene in the bathroom. You know, him, Ethan Hunt, bunch of dudes.
Classic fight scene.
It's a classic fight scene. And he gets punched away, and then Ethan Hunt, fighting for a bit. And then it cuts back to Henry Cavill, and he does this thing with his arms where it's almost like he's reloading a gun. Where, like, he just punches into the air out of nowhere really quickly. Almost like, let's get back into it. And then he joins in again. Yeah. I love that little arm reload thing he does. I think it's a really nice touch. Like,
Well,
I do
they
that
picked
now.
up on it in lots of like talk shows and stuff like that,
Yeah.
following the movie and like promotional stuff for the movie. They were talking about it, and apparently it was just a off cuff,
Yeah.
random,
And it's
random thing.
honestly, it's sick as fuck. I do it now. I'm not even in fights, but I just walk around and be like, yeah, fucking let's get into it. So there was an election.
Yes, that was an election. A mighty election.
There was.
Yeah.
Against... Alright, how do we say her name?
Kamala.
It is Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala.
Not
Harris.
Kamala.
No, it's Kamala.
Kamala,
Alright, Kamala Harris and...
Joe Biden.
How do you say his name?
Donald
Trump.
Trump.
It is Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
In I think what has the highest participation rate ever recorded. So more people voted in this election than any other election in recorded history.
Really?
I think so.
Jesus.
I don't have the science to back that up.
The science. You don't need science. You just Google it. I'm pretty sure it has the highest participation rate. I remember I was watching some video about like while the election was still going that it had the highest participation rate.
That's surprising, if that's true.
I don't think it's that surprising.
I think it's it's surprising because I read somewhere that there was like 100 million less Republicans, less Democrats that voted this year compared to like anyone else. But the amount of Republicans that voted pretty much stayed the same. So it doesn't imply that the Democrats became Republican. It just implies they didn't vote.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I think the Democratic Party let down the Democrats quite a lot. They had Joe Biden, who's, let's be honest, incredibly old, and then got replaced by Kamala Harris.
He's only 3 years older than Trump.
So,
I know, but he shows it.
This is interesting. So it was a high turnout election, but not as high as 2020.
Oh, fuck you.
Wait, which one was 2020? That was where Joe Biden.
Yeah, that was with Biden. That's really interesting.
But there have been lots of like things around that about how apparently a lot of the votes were like forged,
Which happened again this year.
which would be surprising.
Yet again, you know, just to chime in and really hit it home, you were really off. The highest voter turnout rate for a presidential race was in 1876.
Really? How many people voted?
82.6% of eligible voters cast ballots.
Oh, but is that by percentage or by
Literally
count?
just said
Of
82.6%.
eligible voters.
No, but I mean, is it the highest participation rate, as in the highest percentage of people, or the highest quantity of people? Because that's two different things.
What aren't you understanding here?
Because 82% of 100 million is not as big as 40% of 300
Yeah,
million.
but if you're still talking about the highest turnout, I feel like that matters more. It doesn't matter more about the percent.
Yeah.
No, I'd say it's more about the quantity of people voting.
Yeah, but that's not more important in terms of an election because it's the percentage that wins the election.
I see. Well, I meant in terms of the quantity of people that
Well,
voted.
that might be true, but at the same time, that's going to happen every year.
Yeah.
People, there's always going to be more people every time.
Not necessarily.
Almost certainly.
I think birth rates
how
have stagnated.
I mean, yeah, but it's not.
So that means the population wouldn't be growing anymore. I think the birth...
It's stagnated now, but we're only going to feel the effects of that in like fucking 40 years, 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to have kids.
But yeah, Donald Trump won the election.
How do we all feel about it? I'm going to be moving to Trump's America. Jesus Christ.
I think there's not really going to be much difference between...
No, it's going to be better for me. Unironically. I don't like Trump at all, but there's going to be no better time to be a straight white man in America than that time, and that's when I'm going to slide in there.
I'd say it's hard. Actually, probably like a really good way of viewing it is to look at actually like GDP and the stock market. And if you look at the history of GDP and the stock market for the past 200 years, and they've segmented it by election, you see that it actually does not matter who gets elected or when they get elected. All like, you know, all of the things that happen are completely unrelated, and the stock market continues to go up gradually at the same rate regardless of who's elected or not elected. It actually has no impact at all. So
right.
and honestly, it's not going to have any impact. Everyone just takes it so seriously. You know, there's people screaming and crying if Trump gets elected or Biden gets elected.
Dude, so many people killed themselves.
Insane. Isn't that ludicrous?
Yeah.
Isn't that
suicide.
insane? That's absolutely ludicrous. Killing yourself over something that's going to have no impact on your life at all.
Well, I mean, for some things. For some things, it definitely will have an impact, like the abortion shit. That's kind of a massive impact.
See, again, that's not going to have a massive impact. It won't have a massive impact.
No, it will. Yes, it will.
No.
Yeah.
Such as?
Such as a woman gets raped, and now if she tries to, abort...
She can still get it aborted.
No, in some states. In some states, she can't. She will go to prison.
Then you just do it in a different state.
Okay, but you're too poor to get there. What, are you going to walk?
Or alternatively, forget.
I mean,
forget even the rape. What if you?
The girl's 9 years old. She can't drive there. Okay, and her dad's the one who raped her. He's not driving.
See, it does. Well, no, it does actually.
It's fucked. But
it is not as extreme.
0 to 100 like immediately.
It is nowhere near as extreme as everyone on social media is saying, where like, oh, a woman gets raped and she won't be able to get aborted. She will. It actually says in the statement that the president put out that if someone gets raped or is in like medical crises where if she doesn't get it aborted, she'll die or she'll suffer.
Yeah, but
then,
okay, forget that. What if
you just don't want a kid?
What if they just don't want a kid?
I don't want a kid. I just wanted a cream pie. And now I've had it. And
so the way that it's been put out is that if someone just doesn't want a kid, then it's up to democracy. It's up to the states, for people in the state to vote
in
for
this
it.
incredibly Christian fucking country?
Well, then yeah, then all of the people.
See, that's something I've never understood. Why though? Like, how is it anyone else's business whether or not you have a baby?
Yeah.
Like, especially if you would be the one paying for an abortion. It wouldn't be, because this is America.
Well, let's be honest.
It's
the
not
the guy's the one who pays for the abortion. I think that's clear.
Yeah, but
well, the state.
Whether or not it's
a woman should never have to pay for
it?
her own abortion, and that is I believe that as a fact.
I mean, the way that they've put it is it's up to democracy, and that like politically speaking is the easiest way to do it, because then it is
back to school. He said that out of his mouth. That's not a good thing. That's a bad thing. It shouldn't be up to democracy. It should be up to them, the person.
Well, yeah. Then if it is up to the person, they don't have to go to a school that has prayer.
No, they're not forcing every. I mean, in terms of the abortion.
Oh,
if you have
in terms
the
of the abortion,
be up to democracy. That's bad. It should be up to the woman.
Yeah, it should just be up to whoever's getting pregnant.
It should be up to poor little 9-year-old Tilly.
Well, I mean,
not a dad, a heavily Christian dad. Didn't stop him. The fact that he's so Christian didn't stop him. He just went to a confessional booth after, and suddenly he's going to heaven again.
I mean, this is true, but like, there's, I don't know,
a lot of this, obviously. Go on.
There's a lot of questions around, like, yes, it's up to the mother, but then is that fair if technically the child is conscious when they get it aborted?
It's not. It's not conscious. No, I disagree.
Well, but what if the child?
Maybe we shouldn't get into this.
I mean, past 9 months is proven that the child is conscious.
Past 9 months, the child is born. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but that's the point. In many states, because the main reason why it's been a whole thing is because in many states you were allowed to get it aborted past 9 months.
I don't think that's true.
What?
That's not true.
It is
After
true.
9 months is born.
That is birth.
Google it.
After 9 months,
well,
like,
just
the baby
Google it.
Is born. What? So you're saying they just take out a fucking hammer and just fucking smash it?
But also, no. Here's why I don't need to Google it, because I agree with that. If you're waiting for 9 months before you're like, oh, I don't think I want it. No, at that point, yeah, fuck you. I'm talking about the people who in the first 6 weeks.
Well, exactly. This is where do you draw the line then? Because some people say, oh, you shouldn't be able to do it past 9 months, 8 months, 7 months. Where do you draw the line? That is the problem, and that is why it's been handed over to democracy. So it's not a political, it's not some sort of political agenda that's forced onto people. It's up to the people in all of the states to choose, and that to me is perfectly reasonable.
Okay, but I thought the whole thing was whether or not it was allowed or not, like, period. Like,
no,
that's not the debate.
Well, the
for
debate,
a lot of people that is a debate, by the way.
The decision that was made is that all of the decision for all of the laws around abortion are handed over to the individual states. that was the decision that they made, basically, which I think is reasonable. You know, because now essentially the only difference is that instead of the decision being made by one person for everyone, the decision is made by loads of individuals in all of their areas. Because assuming that people in different areas are, you know, in different areas, people will be religious. In different areas, people won't be religious. In cities, people will be less religious. Out in the sticks, people will be more religious. So it makes sense that you would have different rules. different rules in different places. To me, it makes sense. And for the reason that, where do you draw the line? That for me is the reason why you do it.
Where do we draw the line? Let's put our input in.
My opinion is you draw the line where the child is supposedly conscious. You shouldn't be able to abort a child past whatever like amount of months it is where the child is conscious. In my opinion, as soon as you can prove that a child is conscious, then you're killing someone, right? Right. Prior to that, then it is entirely the mother's choice. But if the child is conscious, then you're killing something that is alive.
I've got an interesting segue. When do you think you were conscious, Bradley? Because for me, I feel like I gained consciousness when I was like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years old.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And that kind of relates to my answer. I feel like you know, I don't think I think it's literally, if it was my choice, and this is going to make me sound cool, sure. Fucking, if that baby's not born yet, flush it out. You should be allowed to. You created that life, you should be allowed to take it out. You should be allowed to destroy it before it has been brought to the world. If that baby is still in your stomach, it is your property, and if you want to throw away your property, you should be damn well allowed to. That's my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not an idiot. Yeah, the child has a heartbeat at that point. Yeah, it's conscious legally. Who fucking cares, mate? That baby's not born yet. If there's no birth certificate, you flush it down the drain. That's my opinion. Genuinely. I know that all sounds like a joke. I'm being very serious. That's what I believe.
See, but that is fair enough. And then in this, and that is exactly why.
You have to flush it out.
But this discussion is exactly why the decision should be handed over to all of the individual states, because in different states there'll be more people who share your opinion, whereas in certain states there'll be more people that share a different opinion. So is it really fair to enforce one decision on everyone? Of course not. And also politically, it means that all of the people the one person who has enforced it is more likely to get backlash. So it makes sense.
I've got an interesting.
You've got to answer first, though. When do you draw the line?
Where do I draw the line?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in agreement with you. Well, I feel like the last month or so, I remember. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I remember something about it can be dangerous for the mother if it's aborted during that last month.
No, that's true.
And so I think if there's any kind of danger involved, to the mother, then hell no. Just
I'll give a more reasonable answer. You're allowed to do it before it kicks. As soon as you feel that one kick, you should be like, no.
The heartbeat, but the kick.
The heartbeat, anything can have a heartbeat. But a kick, that's human. That's a very human thing, a kick.
What was I about to segue into? I was about to say, my train of thought has been completely derailed.
Was it that dark? Right.
No, it wasn't your weird hypothetical.
That could happen.
It could happen, but
it's fucked up. But that's the world we live in.
What I was saying was, why not have the rules and regulations very relaxed? For example, let's take your answer, Bradley, of as long as it's still in the womb, you can still abort it. Why not have that as the law, and then every individual each has a personal choice, as opposed to a statewide choice.
Yeah, you don't have to get an abortion at all.
Which is an even more concentrated version of your opinion, Hector, which is that everyone should vote for the state laws. Instead, what if the state laws were incredibly relaxed, therefore everyone is taking it upon themselves to decide where they stand personally? Because let's face it, if somebody else gets an abortion, it doesn't affect you, even in the slightest. Yeah. So it's none of your personal business, therefore as long as the laws are relaxed, then you can take your own stance on it.
And also, just because it becomes legal at that
think.
point, let's say that my thing becomes legal, it still doesn't make it moral. If you're like, oh yeah, this baby's due in 2 weeks, flushing it out today, it's going straight in the bin. I feel like that should be legal, but it doesn't mean you have to be like, okay, that's a good thing you're doing. No, you can still be like, oh, you can still have your opinion. I'm not trying to force an opinion down anyone's throat. But it is her body. You want to flush it down? It's due in 2 days. You want to flush it out? Well, I think you're awful, but fucking, yeah, you can do that. That's your God-given right. It's your body. That's my opinion.
I suppose, but the problem is not everyone shares that opinion.
More people should.
But not everyone.
You don't.
What? Well, I share the opinion that...
In fact, mums should be allowed to kill babies whenever. up until the age of the mum dying, they should be allowed to kill their children.
Yeah, I think by putting a law that restricts people from doing things that aren't necessarily their own business reduces the likelihood of people doing it.
What do you mean?
So if, for example, like decriminalizing, I don't know, an activity, people are probably, that's currently illegal, people naturally, you'd assume, are more likely to start doing it now.
So you think more people will have abortions?
I think more people would be more careless about it. Okay. And I think that's probably the only main argument that you could make.
Yeah, but I would argue that's not a bad thing.
I would also disagree with that. I would argue people wouldn't be more careless because I would argue that because there is now so much more freedom, you know, you can have an abortion whenever, people will take the initiative to look into it and research it themselves. You know, because it's, you know, I don't think that people would necessarily completely just think, oh yeah, I'm just going to have an abortion. You know, it's just like a normalized thing.
Oh, it's Tuesday, time for my weekly abortion.
Time for my monthly abortion. You know, I still feel...
I'm going to the abortion store. You want me to buy you anything?
Yeah, I think people would definitely...
Your point is true, but the problem is there's a lot of stupid people in the world that do things to harm themselves.
And those people should get abortions.
But there are, for that reason, there are a lot of laws for things similar to this, where there is a law restricting you from doing something that doesn't really impact anyone else, doesn't cost the government anything, but the law is still there because you're damaging yourself in doing whatever it is, like with drugs or like with, you know, there's lots of different things. So then I guess it becomes more of a moral question.
Abortion is not addictive.
Yeah, I know, but then the moral question becomes, should there be laws for things preventing people from damaging themselves?
See, alright, here's how I'm going to relate this. This is reminding me of that whole thing about, on every single bottle of bleach, you will see a thing that says, do not drink. I, and a lot of other people, think you should get rid of that sign. If you're going to be dumb enough to drink the bleach, you deserve to drink the bleach. Yeah. You deserve to not survive the bleach. If you're dumb enough to be like, well, we can have an abortion whenever we want, let's get 8 of them this year. You shouldn't have kids. Get those abortions, please. Thank you, for the good of the human race, personally, is what I believe. Don't drink bleach. You shouldn't need a sign saying that. It's like the Bible. Alright, quick weird segue. Fucking the Bible, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not rape. You need to be told to do that? You fucking monster, you belong in hell. Just because you don't do it doesn't mean you're not going to hell.
Also, what do you mean when you say laws to stop people from damaging themselves?
Like, do not drink bleach. Is how
like that, but how does that relate to abortions?
Because there's probably a lot of lazy people who would be not really care about the baby or care about their own health, and would postpone getting an abortion all the way up until the very latest time, and then thinking to themselves, "Oh, it's fine. I'll just get it later." And then it gets to the end.
I feel like I disagree. I feel like if you're a lazy person, you know, I'm too lazy. There are lots of people too lazy to do this or that. Oh, I'm pregnant and I want to abort the baby. I'll just do it a few months from now. I feel like that wouldn't be something that people.
But there are lots of people that do that, which is part of the reason why like this whole stipulation arose from in the first place. It wasn't just. It's quite hard to argue something where you're essentially like, you know, if with a subject matter like this, you're right. It's not people's business, and that's quite a strong motive for not having the discussion. So the only reason the discussion has arose arisen is because there are lots of things like that people can use, because there are lots of people that do want to have control over the way people live their lives, and they'll use these sorts of things as excuses. Regardless, people like that in the world exist, but I think handing over the decision to the states is the smartest thing to do as a politician than enforce a rule on everyone, because, you know, you enforce the rule.
Yeah.
It's going to make some people happy and some people unhappy. So it's like, who do you choose? Do you please the people who want abortion to be banned, or do you please people who don't want it to be banned? Like, how do you choose? You can't really choose. And like, you know, there's loads of problems like that. So I think it makes sense to pass it on to the states. Yes, there probably will be some really shitty states where people enforce weird rules, but that's life. There's loads of countries that have terrible laws. There's loads of states that already have terrible laws.
That doesn't mean you need to stand for them or support them, though. It doesn't mean you need to just let them...
No, don't bootlick, Hector.
I don't know if it's as simple as that.
Bootlicker.
I don't know.
I just feel like when it comes to people's personal lives, I feel like there shouldn't really be any kind of law that should intervene or interfere with that, especially when it isn't affecting anyone else. Yeah. It is only affecting yourself, and for 90 whatever % of cases, it's not going to hurt.
You should be allowed to drink the bleach. You should choose.
This is true. But if you're in a state and 80% of the state has voted that it should be banned, then 80% of all the people around you want it to be banned, so it'll be banned. That's just life. If all the people around you are saying something should be...
What if those 80% are just disgusting fucking rock-hard Catholics?
Then move somewhere else where there aren't people like that. Why are you choosing to live here?
Yeah,
that's good.
Right? Yeah. Like, if you're choosing to live a state where you're surrounded by people that have very different opinions and views from you...
she's 9 years old. She doesn't have the capability of moving.
Yeah, but now the problem, the only part about this that annoys me is that everyone is saying, oh, Trump's done this, that, and the other. No, the people that you're living with are douchebags, and that's the reason. That's the problem, right? The problem. It doesn't matter what Trump says or what any person says, because if a majority of people believe something and want something, they're going to vote for the person who's going to give them that thing. So it doesn't matter if it's Trump. It could have been anyone. They would have just voted for that person, and you get outvoted. So the only real answer is to move away from all the douchebags that have terrible opinions. And I agree, having a law like that is weird. Controlling what people do with their bodies is weird. But I think giving it to individual states as a politician is the smartest thing that you could do.
So you are against abortion?
Against
abortion?
No, I'm not against abortion.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, I think really there's not going to be much difference. If you could argue that the only other big difference is going to be the tax cuts, which I guess is good for you. You're going to be moving to a country with lower tax.
Yeah, but I'm not a rich guy. I'm not going to really feel the benefits.
You would get a small benefit. Maybe you get like an extra $100 a month.
Oh fuck yeah! Trump.
Yeah. But yeah, why do you think Trump won?
Because
I think because of his hair.
It is good, yeah. It's good. I think, and I mean this when I say it, and if you decide it's offensive, if you're listening and you're from America, that's on you, pal. I think Trump is like the perfect embodiment of America in like a lot of ways. Like, he is the ultimate American in my opinion. When I think of an American, I think of Trump.
Yeah, mostly cares about money, doesn't really care too much about, the things that we've just been talking about.
Yeah. God is great. We need to bring God to our schools. Meanwhile, I have 12 rape allegations. I think he is the perfect American. That's why Trump won. He embodies that country so goddamn well, for better or worse.
Yeah, I agree.
And that for better, that's not a lie. The guy's got such an energetic personality. He's so fun to watch.
Yeah,
as is all of America.
Yeah,
the country's like an episode of Big Brother.
Yeah. Do you think the election has any bearing or impact of how much you want to move to America, or not really?
It had zero. Yeah. I don't care about politics.
Which is the part that baffles me, that people would literally kill themselves because a politician got elected.
Yeah.
Like, mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
If anything, they're killing themselves at that point as a political statement.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
They want to be added to the numbers.
You're destroying your own life.
So that other people can be like, see how bad Trump is.
My God. Yeah. Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
How far would that have to go? Do you think they'd actually be like, hey, Trump, 18 million people have killed themselves. Maybe we should step down. My fellow Americans, 18 million of you have killed yourself. I'm resigning immediately. Do you think it'd work?
I think if any more than like a couple of thousand people did, it would be hitting headlines. If any more than like 10 to 20,000, then it would be like major news.
So if it was 18 million.
I think if more than 100,000 people killed themselves, serious questions would be raised.
Wait, what? What serious questions?
As in, like, whether or not he should still be in office.
Oh, I thought you meant, like, did he do it?
Well, I think there's a conspiracy here. Trump has had
killing
this.
his deniers.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, yeah, could someone get kicked out?
Would you step down? If you were going to become president
Oh,
again,
yeah, I'd step down.
and 18 million people killed themselves.
Yeah, I'd step down immediately.
I'd step down before anyone killed themselves.
Yeah.
What a terrible job to have.
That's true. I'd go after, like, maybe 20.
Actually, here's the thing, because Trump had 2 assassination attempts. If someone,
Assassination.
You have 2 assassination attempts, guys.
if you had an assassination attempt, would you quit or would you carry on?
If I had an assassination attempt...
So if you got shot and the bullet hit your ear, would you still carry on working?
Unironically, I'm Trump at this point. I'm rich and powerful. I'm the president. I was the president. I would dedicate all of my time to, like, taking that guy. I hunt down the guy that did it.
I mean, he got shot immediately.
Oh man, that's a good point. At that point, no, I wouldn't step down. But
Really?
if the guy escaped, the presidency is now second on my to-do list. The first is track the guy down and put a bullet in his brain.
Okay, and now it happens. And now it happens again. Are you quitting?
I'm gonna ride in the Pope-mobile. You know that Pope-mobile
Yeah.
where he's got the bulletproof casing?
Yeah.
I'll just exist in that, in like a bubble. Would I quit? No. Here's why I wouldn't quit. I don't care if I die. I really believe... Like, if someone called me up and was like, hey, if you try and make a film, I'm going to kill you. I'm still going to try and make a film at this point. Like, I don't
See, I would definitely quit, and here's why. So,
if someone called you and was like, hey, if you make any more websites, I'm going to kill you.
Wait, if I had an attempt on me and I got shot in the ear, I would quit, but here's why.
Okay.
And the vice president, or I guess now the vice president, JD Vance, he tells a story about what he did, because he was at the event where Trump got shot at, and he sees him go down, and he immediately thought, oh my god, he's dead. And what did he do? He immediately ran to his car, got in, and drove back to his family, got all of his guns, because he thought people were going to come and kill his family.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if someone did that to me, I would immediately quit my job, because if someone's trying to kill you, they 100% know your family. So I would quit.
Trump, I'd be furious.
I'd quit immediately.
Imagine you're like, well, where's JD? What do you mean he went home? I needed him.
Yeah, he basically, as soon as Trump got shot, JD Vance immediately went
to his
home.
family or Donald Trump's family?
No, to his family.
To his family.
I'd be furious.
Why does he think that his family was going to be shot?
Yeah, not sure. Who cares?
Well, because you're
JD
working with the president. Who knows? I mean, like,
I've never even heard the guy's name before you mentioned it just then.
I mean, to me, it makes sense. If you're, like, on site somewhere where you're being shot at, you're part of a political party that's clearly hated, and you are now famous.
It does make sense, actually. If someone killed Hector, I would assume they would be after me too.
But especially if we're, campaigning together.
Yeah,
They're basically up on stage together. Everyone knows that he's the vice president of the Republican Party. He's like a big target.
I have no idea who this guy is.
And this was also his first position in politics. So it makes sense that, he's worried for his family. He's probably thinking to himself, holy shit, what if I go home and my family's dead?
That'd be the worst possible timing for, like, a random house fire. He leaves his house, he gets home, his house is on fire, his family...
No!
What have they done? When really, he just left the oven on.
Yeah. But yeah.
Would you quit? If someone tried to kill you, take your life? Or would you take them, like me?
I think I'd keep going, because I'm assuming in this scenario, being president is what I desire most.
You are Trump.
So I'm Trump.
Yeah. That was the idea, right? We're Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely keeping on going.
Yeah, sure. Because eventually you will become president.
Imagine how much money you can make. Wow.
I mean, to be fair, he was probably more thinking like, I'm going to die in 5 years. I'm going to die anyway. Like, he's so old. Donald Trump is so old. He's going to die in a couple of years anyway.
Do you reckon? I mean, it was recorded when he got the assassination attempt, right?
Yeah.
Was the audio recorded?
Yes.
Did he make a funny noise?
I don't know if he made a funny noise, but he did. He collapsed on the ground. All the secret agency service members came over and piled on top of him.
See, I'd imagine him making a funny noise. Like, the bullet hits his ear and he goes, ugh! Or something like that. He just seems like that guy,
he just
you know?
recreates the Wilhelm scream perfectly.
He does the Tom and Jerry scream.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That would be amazing. Wilhelm scream. Just exact Wilhelm scream.
He does seem like the guy who makes
does.
a funny noise, though.
He does, yeah. But yeah, what else has happened recently?
What, the news? Not much.
Oh, cryptocurrency has
Oh, yeah, you
exploded.
talk about that.
Yeah, has
So
absolutely exploded.
Why is that?
I'm assuming because of the election, because the election happened and it basically skyrocketed.
Also, wait, just quickly, tangent. What has Elon Musk got to do with it?
What the election?
Yeah, why do I keep hearing him being brought up now? What to do with the election? What
So
does he do?
this election has been absolutely nuts. First of all, Donald Trump went on the Joe Rogan podcast. Don't know if you saw that.
I heard about that.
Yeah, he
I
went
thought
on.
he'd already been on it before, though.
No, he hasn't been on it before. Yeah, he went on the Joe Rogan podcast, did like a 3-hour long podcast. It's actually quite good.
You would say that.
I would say that, yeah. Elon Musk also went on the Joe Rogan podcast shortly after, but basically, Elon Musk is like publicly endorsing Trump loads, like going absolutely crazy over it. There's many questions about like corruption in this election, and I think, you know, what is like the most what is something that always follows corruption and crime is like cryptocurrency. So are you
They're the
really?
three C's.
Are you really
Corruption, crime,
So, like, am I surprised that the crypto market is booming after Donald Trump gets elected? Someone who's clearly very, very money driven and business oriented. Not really. I'm not really surprised.
The guy's such a pig. I don't like Elon Musk.
David would be furious.
He's a
if you heard
fucking
to say
pig
that.
in human form. I hate that guy so much.
But yeah, like a cryptocurrency, I'm not surprised if it's going to like crash pretty soon after. But the sad part is it soaring up and then coming back down again means something. It means that a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money.
Good.
I mean, no, because it will probably be a lot of like normal people that get sucked into it. They're going to see in headlines, oh, cryptocurrency is booming again. It's going to go to the moon. And loads and loads of normal people are going to buy into it and they're going to lose all their money.
And I should call my mum.
Because that's what happened last time. Last time there was this massive boom. Who lost out? Not the big companies that pumped it in the first place, just normal people that bought into it and lost all their money.
How have you not bought into it?
Because I know that that's just going to happen again.
Yeah, but just do it just before. It's like a gamble, you know?
Oh wait, actually, yeah, that was it. This is something that I thought was so funny. So I think Donald Trump is the only president so far, like, you know, in recent history in the last 20 years. I can't speak before that, but in recent history, who has a company on the stock market.
The only one?
I think so.
Really? Good for him.
I mean, it's a little bit questionable having like the president owns a company on the stock market, but anyway, yeah, naturally the stock on that has skyrocketed since him being elected. So yeah, I don't know. There's loads and loads of money involved in these elections.
I mean, is that his company or is he just the face of it? Does he actually have anything to do with it?
It is his company, yeah, Trump Tower or whatever. Trump.
Yeah,
something.
it's got his name, but is it like a Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins situation where it's his name? I mean, but he actually doesn't do anything.
That's a good point, actually.
Is there just like a board of CEOs and directors, and he's not on it?
Yeah,
like,
it probably is. Yeah.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
There could be a fucking Bradley Cohen. Doesn't mean I'm involved. Like,
Yeah. Also, you might remember Dan's dad has
Yes.
like a load of cryptocurrencies. He's probably very happy right now.
Well, he is
actually.
right now.
Yeah, he's probably also very happy because he loves Donald Trump.
In a little while, though.
Yeah, in a little while he's not going to be
We're
happy.
going to get a call from Dan's dad being like, he killed himself.
Oh my god. Please don't, Dan's dad.
Please don't.
But yeah, that's enough about the election. I don't really care about it that much.
One last thing. Who would you have voted for, Hector?
Donald Trump.
Wow. That says a lot about our society.
He loves money. So I would vote for Donald Trump because I would hope that the person who loves money is completely obsessed with money is probably going to be the person who's likely to be best for the economy.
Spoken like a straight white man.
Yeah, exactly.
We know your style now, Hector.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, also I liked the idea of tariffs.
Okay.
Which is one of his policies. And I like
yeah.
that. Yeah, I like that. Why is that funny?
That's the way you said it.
Tariffs.
I really like the idea of tariffs.
I do, yeah. But yeah, what other topics are there? What's happened recently?
What's happening with you? I've got two little topics I could talk about, I guess. A TV show and a movie. It's up to you, though.
Go for the TV show.
Okay. The Penguin just finished.
Ah,
Any of you guys been
the
watching
live
The
action
Penguin?
one.
I
Yeah,
haven't,
the live
but
action
I've
one.
heard really good things about it. I've heard that apparently the actor, I forget his name.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
We've said that.
Yeah.
We've had that conversation like 3 times.
We have. I'm awful with names. Like actually awful.
Yeah.
But
What's my name?
fuck?
Who are you?
Who?
You've known me
are
for 10
you?
years. What's my name?
What is my name? But no, apparently he really embodied the role really well.
It's
and,
incredible, yeah.
Did a really, really good job from what I've heard.
You've heard right. So yeah, I mean, I advise you both to watch it, but I could go into it a bit.
Yeah.
Do you care for spoilers?
No.
No? So yeah, it's Colin Farrell as Oz Cobb instead of Oswald Cobblepot.
Nice.
Still think that name change is dumb.
Oz Cobb.
Oz Cobb. And he is the Penguin. And you'll notice, and this is actually really subtle, what the filmmakers, the showrunner has done. By calling it the Penguin, it makes it really clear that this is a show about the Penguin.
Not the concept of the
Instead of just calling it Penguin, where it's about the concept of the Penguin. That was a really subtle cue to let you know you're actually watching a show about the Penguin.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. But it is a really good show. 8 episodes. And man, oh man, this is how you do an origin, not an origin, but a original show about a villain, right? Because like the entire way through, from beginning to end, there's never a minute where you're like, you know what? I think Oz is secretly like deep down a really good guy. No, this guy's a prick. And every single time, every single second on screen, he's oozing just sleaze, dirtbag, dickhead, all the time, forever. And any time you even get a glimpse where it's like, huh, maybe he is so. Oh no, he's bad, and it's with it. That's in real time. Like he will say a line, you'll be like, huh, maybe I do. Oh, never mind. Immediately after, and I respect the hell out of that. It's not like Joker, which again, as we all know, isn't about the Joker. It's about the idea of Joker. But you know, where you're constantly watching it, and you're like, oh, he's actually a sweetheart inside. Oh, he's playing with the kid on the bus. Oh, he just wants friends. Oh, he's just a lonely man. I love this guy. He's a good guy, really. No, the Penguin's not a good guy. The Penguin's a bad dude. And then the worst thing he does is at the very end of the show, the last episode. So he has this guy following him around. It's basically a pal, sorry.
You destroyed that.
I'm sorry, yeah. It's basically a dark reflection of Batman and Robin. To the point where, like, so the way Batman meets Jason Todd, one of his Robins, is that Jason Todd is stealing the tyres off the Batmobile, and Batman catches him and is like, "You're going down a dark path. Let me adopt you," which he does. He adopts him, and then he becomes Robin. In this one, someone tries to steal the tyres off Penguin's car, and he's like, "You're going down a dark path. If you don't work for me, I'm going to put a bullet in your head and kill you." And so he just blackmails the guy into working like a slave for him. But then the guy's, you know, it's like Stockholm Syndrome. He actually really looks up to Penguin. Like, he considers him like a father figure in a way. The guy's got no family. And then in the last episode, he's literally, the Penguin's like, "I couldn't have done any of this without you, Vic. You're a great dude. You're a good man." And Vic's like, "You're like family to me, Oz." And Oz is like, "Yeah, you're like family to me too." Pisses out. And then he's like, but here's the thing about Family Vic. And then he strangles him to death.
Oh my god.
And he's like, here's the thing about Family Vic. They make you weak. And I'm never going to be that weak, Vic. I need to have no weaknesses. You're a good man, Vic. But I've got to go this without you. And he kills him. And then he robs him. He kills him. He takes the money from his wallet.
Shit.
He takes his ID and he throws it into the river. And he just walks off and leaves the body there.
Wow.
Fucking horrific piece of shit. And then there's the villain of the show.
That's not the villain? Okay, right.
No, he is the villain, but at the same time, because he's our protagonist, the antagonist of the show is another mob boss. Her name is Sophia Falcone.
Women can't be criminals.
She can.
Oh, God.
Incredible performance by, what was her name? It's Victoria something. I'm going to shout out specifically, because it's the best performance in the show. She deserves to win fucking Emmys. It's amazing. Penguin show.
Victoria Nicholson?
It's not Victoria Nicholson. That's not even close. I was really wrong. It's Kristen Milotti. Seriously though, fantastic performance. And she is like an actual. She's like the Joker. The concept.
Yeah.
Where she actually has got a really sad backstory. Like, she was born into this crime family. She wanted to leave and expose her dad, and her dad got her locked up in Arkham Asylum for like a year, and during that year she was like tortured by the guards, like beat up, almost raped and shit.
Wow.
And she comes out, and then she finds out that her dad's been killed and her brother's going to take over the mob family. She loves her brother, but oh no, the Penguin just killed her brother. And she has to work out who did it, and when she finds out it's the Penguin, she goes after him and all that shit. So she's like actually compelling, and is like deep down she is actually kind of a good person, but she wants revenge on the Penguin for killing like the only good person in her entire life. And what does the Penguin do at the very end of the show? No, he doesn't get. He gets her locked back in Arkham Asylum, which is so fucking evil. He didn't have to do that. You could have just killed her, but no. And not only does he get her locked up in Arkham Asylum, he does it so that he has a good image to the place, so that he can continue to be a dirtbag. And then the last evil person thing he does. Let's talk about his mum, because his mum's in the show. So when the Penguin was 8 years old, he locked his little brother and older brother in an old sewer thing, and they drowned to death.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then he lied to his mum about it for years. But the thing is, his mum wasn't stupid. She knew what was happening. And she was going to have someone kill him, because she was like, I'm living with the devil. This kid's an evil piece of shit, which he is. But she decides not to do that, because he convinces her that, he could become a famous mob boss and make her, rich and all that shit. So even though she hates him, she doesn't kill him. She kind of just lets him live. Alright, cut to present day. She is like heavily dementia ridden, and he adores her. He adores his mum. He loves her too much. Too much. It's creepy.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then there's one scene near the beginning of the show where because she's losing her mind. She's got dementia. She's like, never let me become like, if I ever begin to lose myself too much, I want you to, put me to sleep, like kill me. And he's like, I will, Ma, I promise. I'd never put you through that. And then Sophia Falcone kidnaps the mum once she finds out that she's alive. And, Sophia, essentially the mum tells the story of what happened to the brothers and all that shit. And then, and in the last episode, the mum, in like a dementia-fueled panic, has a rage at Penguin, tells him how much she fucking hates him, and then stabs him.
Oh.
And tries to kill him. And then she has a massive stroke, leaving her in a comatose vegetable state. What does Oz do? Remember that promise he made a little while ago that he'd kill her? He doesn't do that. No. He takes her home with him. Even though he knows, her last words were like, I hate you, you're a monster, and I want you to die. She's now in a bed, comatose, unable to move, but you can tell she can feel, because she begins crying at some point. And he's like, I did this for you, Ma, aren't you proud of me? Say you're proud of me. Which she can't. She doesn't want to be alive. And then he leaves his room, and there's this girlfriend he's got, who's like an actual prostitute, who he's asked to dress up as his mum. And then he has a slow dance with her, and she tells him how proud of him she is.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's like weird. But yeah, so that's three, and that's with the last episode. There's no way anyone could finish this show being like, man, what a good guy. No, he's the worst guy. I can't wait for the Batman part. I really hope I hope there's a 20-minute extended scene of him beating the shit out of the Penguin. But that's also the genius of the show, because the Penguin's a really unique Batman villain. He's got no superpowers. You know, he's not a genius. He's got money and he's got power. And he's got money. That's the thing though. His money and his power and his social status. That's why he's a Batman villain. All the Batman villains are dark reflections of Batman. The Penguin is a dark reflection of Bruce Wayne. Because that's what Bruce Wayne is. He's a powerful, rich man, as is the Penguin. And this show really makes you understand what makes the Penguin a compelling Batman villain. Because he's not just someone you could beat up. If you beat him up, he will come back and he will have goons. You know, you can't just beat up someone like the Penguin. You'd have to destroy the entire operation, and that's hundreds of guys. And he's the kingpin. He's all the way at the top. You've got to start small, you know. And I thought it was a really good show. It has been confirmed that the Penguin will be in the Batman Part 2. He's probably not going to be the main villain, but he'll be in it, and it'll be nice to see him again. Fuck him. Poor Vic. Vengeance for Vic. Great show. 8 out of 10. Really, really great show. I only rated the Batman a 7. I thought this show's better than the Batman by like a lot. It delves so much deeper into the characters and shit. But you know, that's a side effect of television. You know, yeah, I'd really recommend it. Great show. I also watched a new movie that came out recently called Heretic. Anyone heard of it?
I have not. Oh wait, is that a horror movie you were talking about?
It's exactly that one. Yeah, I only mentioned it briefly on a Discord call outside of the podcast.
Oh, have I watched some clips of it?
I didn't realise you were joining it again.
Have I watched some clips of it?
It's the one you said you saw the trailer. It's the one with Hugh Grant.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
And there's two girls that
Yeah.
rock up to his house, and then he's yeah. I haven't seen it, but it looks really good.
Yeah, I could talk about it. I could talk about it without spoiling it too much too. Because movies are different. You just watch it. Watch the fucking movie, man. It's an hour 40 minutes. You have that time. Fucking hell. I get it if you don't want to watch an 8-hour TV show, but an hour 40 minutes you can handle that. Jesus, I'm not your mum. It's really good. It does something really interesting too. I noticed when it with the name Heretic, in that it's a movie more about the kind of the concept of heretics instead of about a specific heretic.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not called The Heretic, you know.
Makes sense.
No, but it's a really interesting movie. So it's about two Mormon girls. Those are the girls. They're Mormons who go to Hugh Grant's house. And it's interesting too because he's playing Hugh Grant. He's playing himself, the actor. He's not. That's not true. That was a lie. You know, I lied to you just then. And yeah, they go because he's asked them to come because, like, you know, they stop. You know, at some point, someone stops him just in the street, and he was like, "Yeah, I'd be interested. Why don't you come over and have a consultation?" kind of thing. And I'm going to tell you stuff that is basically in the trailer. Things take a dark turn when he basically traps them there. You know, doesn't allow them to leave, and he's like, "You must," you know. Again, this is in the trailer. But as he, you know, to leave the house, you must go through one of two doors. One says belief, one says disbelief. You must choose the right door to proceed, kind of thing. I liked it a lot. Hugh Grant is definitely the standout part of the film. His performance is like captivating. He's so charming, and you know, just creepy. He's such a creepy guy in the film, but not in like a sexual way. You know, like, there's nothing sexual in this film. It's not like, you know, oh, is he gonna fucking... No, he wants to have a debate with them. And he wants to prove this debate through ways that are disturbing. Because it is, deep down, and again, the title, which is about the concept, it's about religion. It's a film purely about religion. That's why he's invited the Mormons here. He wants to talk about his views on religion with religious people. And why I found it interesting is that a lot of his views correlate to my own views. I have a very particular view of religion. If you watch the film Heretic, you'll kind of get what I think. But that's why I also found it really interesting because I agree with him. And yet by the end of the film, I was like, dude, this film is preachy as fuck. This film is beating me over the head with a message that I already believe. And by the end of it, I was like, man, you need to shut up for a second. Like, I get it. You've repeated yourself 10 times into 1 hour and 40-minute film. I'm tired. I want to go home, you know. The ending, I also think kind of blew. Not in a bad way. Well, yeah. You can't blow in a good way. Yeah, you can. He's laid down again. When I say it kind of blew, I mean they did something that, again, I'm not going to spoil, but I think it kind of betrayed the message of the film in a way. It should have had a bit of a more grounded ending, is the way I'm going to word it. But it was a good film. It was really well made. There was I didn't find it scary, but I don't blame horror movies for that anymore. It's very rare I find a horror film scary. Almost never happens. It happens sometimes. When it does, you know, because I talk about it. I'm like, wow, that was an incredible horror film. I felt really like that was really, really effective. Was it an effective horror film? No. I jumped twice, and they were jump scares, but admittedly, they were really good jump scares. Like, they weren't lazy jump scares. I remember once I finished, I did my jump, and I was like, well done. I'll give you credit there. I was like, that was good. But it does have a good sense of dread, I suppose. Because of Hugh Grant, because of his character. The women were good too, the two Mormon girls. There's one thing about the film that I really don't like, where they have, because they're Mormons, they have Topher Grace, who is, he's Eddie Brock in Spider-Man 3. Yeah. You're trash, Brock. Playing like the head of the Mormon church. And he's in the film, and about halfway through the film, he knocks on Hugh Grant's door and he's like, have you seen the girls? And he's like, no. And then he leaves. And I spend the rest of the film being like, okay, so he's going to come back, right? And then he doesn't. And it's like, why was he here then? What's the fucking point of having him in this movie? He was only in it for like 10 minutes and he actually does nothing. I was like, cut that part. That's dumb. The fact that he did nothing. Like, I obviously thought, he was going to be set up as like a Deus Machina. He's going to come in at the end. And he just never shows up again. He's never even mentioned again. I thought that was weird. It was a weird writing choice to just have a character that does nothing and means nothing in your film.
Maybe it was to make you think that they were going to get saved.
Maybe, but nah, I still didn't enjoy it. I didn't think if that was their reasoning, I didn't think it was effective. I didn't think it was executed very well. But yeah, no, good film. I'd give it a 6, which is a good rating.
It's above average.
It's above average.
Barely.
Whenever I say a film is a 6 on this podcast, I always feel the need to reiterate, you people hand out 10s willy-nilly. A 6 is fucking good. Okay? A lot of films could hope for a 6. So fuck off if you think a 6 means I hate a film. Fuck you. Some of my favourite films of all times are 6s. Love a 6. I don't love a 6. I love a lot of 6s though.
You like a 6.
I like a 6. And some 6s stick with me. Some 4s stick with me. We watched Zoolander earlier. That's a 4, but it's a goddamn fun movie,
Great movie. I'd rate that higher than 4.
No, it's a 4.
I'd rate it a 5 or a 6.
No, it's a 4. But it's a really fun 4. Like, yeah, Leander would give it a 10. But yeah, I gave Heretic a 6. Would I watch it again? I mean, I'd watch parts of it again, but do I actually feel a need to like sit down and watch the entire movie again? No, I feel like it said what it wanted to say. I've heard what it wanted me to hear. I don't think I'm going to get that much value from a rewatch. I can think of like select scenes that I'd rewatch again on YouTube, but am I like I can't wait for it to come out on streaming? No, not really. And that also says a lot. Because there are some horror films that is the exact opposite. I couldn't wait to watch the Evil Dead Rise again when that came out. I rewatched that a couple of days ago, in fact, because me and Leander were talking about it. Still a great film. You got to watch it, brother. But yeah, I don't know. It's worth a watch just for the religious angle of it. But yeah, it was okay. It was good. It was fine.
I'd give it a watch, obviously with my normal prerequisite.
What? That I'm there.
that someone is there.
Yeah.
Don't watch that.
Name a film you've watched in the past fucking 2 years that wasn't with me.
That wasn't with you.
Or your family in a cinema setting.
David.
Well, he's barely, he's barely a person.
You should ask me when was the last time you watched something on your own.
I don't think you ever have.
I have.
Name one thing you've watched on your own.
Interstellar.
Oh, well, that's your favourite film of all time.
I think it's the last thing that I watched on my own, and I'd probably watched that
Boom.
Did you watch it on your own? I know you've watched it with me before.
Yeah, I don't think I watched that on my own. I think I watched it with you. Yeah, I don't think I watched it on my own. I watched Interstellar on my own as a rewatch, maybe like 4 years ago, but I think that was the last thing that I watched.
Dude,
on my own.
I'd love to see you go to the cinema on your own, like I do.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like Heretic when I saw alone. Because I've got my unlimited card. I can just go to whenever, and sometimes no one's available. And here's the thing. The first couple of times I did it, I did get kind of self-conscious about it. But these days I own it. I walk into the cinema, I'm the king. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm taking my seat at the back, gonna put my feet up, I don't care. I'm watching this goddamn movie. People will like walk up and like go and sit near me, and when they do, I give them a nod. Like, yeah, man, we're watching this movie. Fuck yeah. I'm not here alone. I'm here with you now. You know.
Nice.
You should try it because it's actually. I think that's the best. Honestly, going to the cinema alone is like the best way of experiencing a movie. Because I hate people, man. I hate people so much.
The trouble is, I rarely go to the cinema, and normally, like the aspect of someone else already going, just that's normally the only reason I go.
Yeah, no, you gotta think. And any movies coming out soon that you kind of
Not really.
Next time a movie comes out that you actually, even if it's just mildly like, oh yeah, I kind of want to see that, go and watch it alone, man. Do it.
I don't want to.
Why not?
Because I genuinely don't, like, I don't watch stuff.
Oh, man. Why were you ever in a media class?
I don't know. Actually, I'll tell you the reason why. It was because that was the only subject in sixth form that I scored above a U.
Oh. Really? You're a smart guy.
Yeah, I didn't try very hard. I didn't do very well. I didn't.
You didn't start trying very hard until you're like 22.
Yeah, I mean, unironically, yeah. I actually didn't start trying hard until I came back from university.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you went to that media class, otherwise we wouldn't have met.
Yeah. It's funny how things work out.
I know, right? Leander, have you ever gone to the cinema alone?
I haven't, but actually, now that you mention it, it does sound like a fun experience.
It's great.
Mostly because I don't know. It's kind of a solo experience anyway. Even when you're going with other people,
Yeah.
you're watching it yourself, and the only time those other people matter whatsoever is afterwards when
Yeah.
you're talking about it.
Exactly. But say you go to see a movie that I've already seen,
Yeah.
you're still going to have that experience. You could just call me up or something.
Yeah.
So does that mean you went with someone to see Poor Things when you saw it?
Yes.
Who did you go with?
Uh,
I'll believe her name if you want.
yeah.
Man, that's awkward. It's such an awkward film to watch
See,
with people, man.
weirdly enough, it wasn't awkward watching it.
No?
It wasn't, yeah, which was really weird to me because I thought it would be. It just wasn't.
As we know, I adore Poor Things, but man, watching that in the cinema with my sister. But no, maybe that's why it wasn't awkward. I warned you that it was going to be full of shit like that.
And I warned her as well.
But me and my sister had no idea. I knew nothing about the film except the director, and I heard it was really good. I had zero idea. So the first frame that Emma Stone's tits popped up on screen, I was like, I hope it doesn't get worse. And then it did.
It got a lot worse.
Not just repeatedly, it got a lot
It went from 0 to 100. I didn't realise Emma Stone's tits would be 0. And by the end of it, for real, I remember my first words to my sister walking out were like, I genuinely was like, I didn't know it would be like that. And I remember she said that because that's the thing, I didn't know. I invited my mum to come and see it.
Oh, that would have been...
Thank fuck she said no. And then Louise, my sister, was like, if Dad had come to see, if I saw that with Dad, I'd probably kill myself. Imagine watching that with your family.
Heretic is something I do want to watch in cinema.
Yeah.
So I would watch that. For sure.
You should go watch it alone, man.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to watch it alone, if you decide you want to go with me, here's the thing. Unlimited have been glitching recently. I can get you a free ticket.
Really?
Yeah. Alright, so a little while ago, this glitch appeared and I noticed it because I booked a ticket to go see something and then I was going to book a ticket for my sister. But it just... Like, you know, usually before this, it would say, you know, I wouldn't be on there essentially. My ticket has been bought. I'm done. But my name appeared again. And I was like, that's weird. So let me try it. And it let me book 2 unlimited tickets under my name.
Interesting.
And so, I'm actually like, you know, I love the cinema. So I actually went to the staff and I was like, I explained to them, I was like, hey, do you know if this is like a new thing or is it a glitch or whatever? And they were straight up like, I don't know if it's a glitch, but they were like, we have no idea what that is. And I was like, okay, well, if I use it, am I going to like get in trouble? And they went, Bradley, we know who you are.
We know where you live.
No, not in that way, but they were like, we know you come in here all the time. You don't worry about it. You use it while you can. You might as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, sweet. So for the last couple of times that I've gone to the cinema with someone, even if they don't have one limit, they haven't had to pay. Like, I went and saw, what was that film I saw with my mum? What was it? Back to the Future Part 2 they showed in cinemas. She didn't have to pay for that. You know?
It's nice.
So yeah, if you wanna go see Heretic with me and not have to pay, I've got you, bro.
Absolutely. See, while watching something solo does sound appealing, watching something with somebody else also sounds very.
And if you want the experience, I could just sit away from you. We arrive at different times. I
I get the full experience.
And at the end of the film, we don't talk about it at all. We both just go home separately.
Yeah, no, I definitely do want to watch that then.
Yeah, you should. I think you'll enjoy the philosophical debate. You know, what other films are coming out? Gladiator 2.
Yeah, Gladiator 2.
I don't care. Red One looks awful.
Red One, yeah, that
looks
terrible.
fucking terrible.
Venom: The Last Dance. I've heard bad things
Probably
about
shit.
it.
Red One looks like a film so bad that it looks like a fake film inside a film. Like it looks like there's been a film about an actor who's had like a bad career drop off, and that's like the latest film he did just to show the audience like, oh yeah, it went bad. That's how bad that film looks. Well, I know Paddington 3 came out. I don't care.
Wait, Heretic is only in cinemas Thursday. Oh, okay, that's tomorrow. Wait, is it stopping?
Possibly. I mean, it's not been out for that long, but it's also like a smaller film than the others. Oh yeah, definitely. If Wicked's coming out that weekend, 100%. Yeah, they'll probably stop it then. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, they're stopping it then.
That's the thing with little films like that. There was a film that came out either last year or the year before called Beau is Afraid. I was really excited for it. And they had an unlimited screening, so I got to see it early. And thank God I went, because that was the only screening in my local cinema.
Wow.
If I hadn't gone to that, I wouldn't have been able to see it in cinema, and I would have had to wait for it to be released on streaming.
Yeah, so it's tomorrow or nothing.
Well, I can't go tomorrow. I would go, but I'm pretty sure the time is 8:40, yeah? If I remember correctly, from my time going to the cinema.
Oh, it is 8:40.
Yeah, so which means, because I've got work on Friday, but when it finished for me, it was like almost 11 o'clock.
Bruh.
And I need to be in bed.
Yeah. I need my beauty sleep. That is,
You need your core, REM, and
exactly.
I think that's all from me, though. Has anyone else got anything pressing? Are you actually shaving all your hair off, Hector? Or?
I'm not going to shave all my hair off. I just don't know when I'm going to get my hair cut.
I say don't let it go, man.
I might. See, the problem is...
See how far it can get.
the problem is I can't really.
Why not?
Because it just gets messy.
You got to look perfect. Just keep wearing a cap. The cap will look cool with your hair like that.
Yeah, I could do.
Become a cap guy.
I'm very lazy, so to be honest, it probably will grow out until I get like an easy opportunity to go cut my hair, so it will probably be the next time I go see Luke.
You know what you should do?
What?
Get it cut into a mullet.
I could.
It's like a good length for a mullet right now.
I could get it cut into a mullet.
Yeah. Don't do that.
No? Don't do it?
No, do it.
I'll
But
do
at
it?
the same time, don't do it. You know?
Oh, I
Don't let me decide for you.
I'll probably just get it cut the same way I always get it cut.
Please don't get a mullet.
My job
Get
is
a
a,
mullet.
my
I decided
job. My
you
job is a little bit too corporate. I'm going to be going into the office soon. I have to have a good haircut.
Yeah, but if you walk in with a mullet, that's going to be sick as fuck. Because people will
It's
be
gonna
like,
be sick
wow,
as
I
fuck,
thought this guy's
yeah.
professional.
I don't think I'm going to get a mullet though. I'll probably just stick with. Oh yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
Ah. I'd love to have a mohawk just once.
What else? We already. Well, I guess technically we already talked about the holiday because we recorded a vlog while we were doing the holiday.
We did, yeah.
Anything else? Going to America. Talked about that.
Tom, we love you, man. We got to get you back on soon.
Yeah, we got to get Big Tom. Big Tom's got to come back on this big podcast.
Big Tom, I like that. I like that. It's a bit rude.
Not really.
He is a, big guy.
Yeah, he's tall.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Nah, I'm just joshing you, Tom.
We've got to get Tom on, especially before you go to America.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. And we've got time. We've got a couple of months. Oh, you got any plans for Christmas? You're going to come over for New Year's Eve, but any plans for like Christmas time?
Well, it'll be my last, Christmas before I go, so I'm just going to be spending it with my family.
It's fine.
My mum's devastated that I'm going. She is. And they were all going to go to a pub at Christmas.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to go until I decided that I was leaving in July. And then I was like, well, I have to go. And mum was like, okay, cool. The table was £90. You have to pay £90. I was like, what? What the fuck did you just say to me?
Just for the table, not even for the food.
No, for the food. But the problem with me is that I have a very limited appetite.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be paying £90 for essentially meat and potatoes. I'm probably not going to have any star.
You don't have gravy?
I mean, yeah, I have gravy, but I don't like gravy all over the food. I'd ask for it in a little pot.
What meat do you have?
Well, turkey, beef, lamb, whatever.
You don't have the pigs in blankets?
I'm not a big fan of pigs in blankets.
Oh.
You've learned that about me now. Name other Christmas foods. I don't like any of them, really.
Any Christmas food? Stuffing? Do you eat stuffing?
No.
Really? It's basically just sausage meat.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Brussels sprouts. Oh, I wonder if you eat Brussels sprouts.
I love... No, I've never eaten Brussels sprouts.
Cauliflower cheese.
I don't even know what that is. What did you just say?
Cauliflower and cheese.
Cauliflower cheese.
Yeah.
No.
Any of the vegetables?
No, not one.
Okay. Christmas pudding?
No.
Cranberry sauce.
No.
What?
Don't even like cranberry sauce? Mint sauce?
No.
You don't even have mint sauce with the lamb?
Yes.
Roast potatoes is a yes, that is a... Yeah.
I don't like mash.
How about the shit at the bottom of the tray when they finish cooking the Christmas turkey?
I love that shit. That's my Christmas dinner.
Oh, yes, perfect.
But yeah, I like rice potatoes. I don't like mash.
Ah,
Mash is the one consistency. My favourite part of a rice potato is the skin. The crispy, caramelised skin. I don't like flans. I don't know if they're Christmassy, but I kind of associate
what is
them.
that?
It's like this weird jelly thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of jelly either. I've never really been that big a fan of jelly.
I think it depends on the flavour of jelly. I mean, the standard flavours I can tolerate, like an orange jelly or strawberry jelly.
I just don't like the texture. It feels wrong. It feels like it's not something that you're supposed to eat.
You know what? I don't think that about jelly. I think that about jam. I hate jam. I think jam's a disgusting texture. Whenever I see it in a sandwich, I gag. I mean it. A jam sandwich is like fucking hell on earth to me. If someone tried to force a jam sandwich in my mouth, I'd bite off all their fingers.
What if it had no seeds or like no texture and it was just like, sort of like plain sauce?
Is it supposed to have seeds?
Yeah.
Really? I've never seen it with seeds.
Really?
Jam?
Yeah.
Seeds?
Well,
Yeah.
it's made out of strawberries and
strawberries.
raspberries and things like that, so it normally has the seeds in.
I've never... I had no idea it had seeds. I'm talking about the normal jam.
I see.
It doesn't have seeds.
Yeah. Hold on, let me find a picture.
See how hard it is to find. So you have to specifically type in seeds because the normal jam doesn't have seeds. The seeds is not the part that I don't like, by the way.
I would have thought it would be the seeds that you don't like.
I didn't even know it had seeds.
Jam.
Yeah, see?
Oh, that's not what I picture when I think of jam.
Oh.
I think of just disgusting.
The first image has seeds when you just search jam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jam.
Well, for me, it's not about the seeds.
Seed.
A single seed in the entire fucking jar.
Oh, yeah, shit, the
Seeds.
first image does have seeds.
Well, either way, it's not about the seeds. It's about the...
Oh, yeah, this. There we go.
Yeah, I'm just not into that. I mean, it looks close, too.
I mean, you don't like strawberries, so I'm not surprised that you don't like mushed up strawberries. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have that big a problem with jelly. I don't eat it, but I don't have a problem with it. I hate custard.
I love custard.
I don't like the taste of custard.
I have a good memories, fond memories of custard.
Okay. I don't. I mean, I don't have any memories of custard.
Please stop putting your feet
Oh,
on
I'm
the
sorry.
radiator.
I have tried custard. I at least know that, and I didn't enjoy it.
Fair play. Yeah, I quite like custard because we used to have like custard and pudding and stuff whenever we went over to my nanny and grandpa's house.
Nice.
So I've got good memories of custard.
Oh, nice.
I also one time almost drowned in a vat of custard, so I actually also conversely have very terrifying memories of custard.
You eat it and then you go, and then a minute later.
Yeah, exactly. Is that it?
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Any other topics? Any other...
Leander's back on the floor.
Yeah,
He has come up and down from the floor a minimum of 3 times since recording, so I think he's done.
I think that's all.
That's
I
all.
think that's all.
Well, thank you all for listening to this latest episode. Hope you join us again real soon.
That's just made me think of something. There are loads of YouTube videos.
Was that good, though?
I'm going to play one of them now.
But was that good though?
It was terrible. There's lots of YouTube videos where people do like a certain like voice or like they talk in a certain way, and it annoys me.
Is it like that? Hey guys!
No, not even like that. Hang on, wait, let me see if I can find it.
Hey guys! It's Comedy Shorts Gamer! I fucking hate that sort of voice because he's not the only one who does it. He's not by any means. So many YouTubers do that fucking voice. Or like Morgs. Remember Morgs? Oh my god, today I... Fuck off. Don't just stop playing random shit. We're trying to wrap up a podcast, bro. Don't just stop playing random shit. Alright, thank you for listening.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. Make sure to share this podcast on your TikToks, your Hoobastanks, your WhatsApps. Share it with all your friends and family. Share it with yourself.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes, on Spotify, on Anchor, and you could also subscribe to us on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel too.
Yeah. Also rewatch this episode 25 times.
Yeah.
So each of our viewers gives us 25 times the amount of money.
Yeah. And also, don't just share us with your friends, but learn the episodes off by heart and perform them to your friends
Become
and family.
us.
Become us.
Become us. Put on little Bradley and Hector wigs and go around with your own Nethergreen podcast.
The first person we see who does a fully fledged puppet show of the Nevergreen podcast gets $10,000 US.
Uh,
Thanks. Bye.